We might come back on to more super chats later.
I want to address one point, Terry. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
That Hassan brought up. Could you bring up that link again when you said what the Telegraph said?
Okay, the media. Yeah, we can do that.
Right. Now, and there was, right, can I just say something? The left-hand side, so the box in white, yeah, is 100% correct. The box on the right-hand side is to be confirmed. Right? Now, let me explain why. If you take that off, I'll tell you why, right? This is the... See, you can laugh, but...
In fairness, Samuel, on this one, Sav is bang on, because the first statement, no one's ever done this from day one in the Prem, ever.
That's cap.
But the second point, it's not cap. No one's ever had 23 points after 9 games, ever.
But you're talking about it as a points tally. That's not how you transform a team simply by points tally.
Okay, but let me explain why. Hang on. Before Sam gets into it, let me explain, right? Let me explain. Right, you can't win a trophy after 9 games. I mean, like, if we're going to be serious,
yeah, I know that. I know that. I never said that.
Don't just point at trophies to try and make your point.
Yeah, because I already gave the examples: Conte and Ranieri.
So
league champions in their first season.
Right. So let me explain. Right. The problem that we've got here, Terry, right, is we're not talking about trophies, because after 9 games, that statement is talking about where Postecoglou has taken Spurs from and to in 9 games and in 1 transfer window. Now, the problem is when you get a lot of fans who don't understand other clubs and they just talk badly about them because they don't bother to go and do their research and their homework. Look at the shambles, right? And if anyone disagrees with this, then they're crazy. Look at the shambles Tottenham were in when Postecoglou picked us up, right? Does anyone disagree with that?
Yeah, I do.
You disagree? You disagree with that?
If we're using shambles as a logic, then Eddie Howe takes that.
No. But that's not right. Really? Stop, Hassan, stop. No one's talking about Eddie Howe. Just answer the question, yes or no. Were Spurs a shambles when he picked us up?
I wouldn't say they were a shambles, but they weren't in the best place.
Okay, so okay.
Shambles
so Terry,
is like Everton.
No, hang on.
That's shambles.
It's fine. So Terry, now let me tell you, this is why I can't have this debate. I've got a fan telling me, right, that Spurs weren't an utter shambolic mess when he picked us up. The back half of last year, the second half of the season, Spurs were in crisis, right? We were a mess. We couldn't defend. We couldn't attack. We had no way of playing football. We stuck 11 men behind the ball and were awful at it. We had 3 different managers. We lost Harry Kane in the summer, right? Everyone's saying, oh my God, what a mess Spurs are. They are going to be bottom half. Sam even predicted 9th, right?
I did.
This manager's come in, picked us up, stole arguably our best player for the last 30 years, arguably, right? Brought in young players like Vicario from a goalkeeper's perspective, Van der Ven, right? He's brought in a couple of young players, brought back a Dogi who's 20, put in Papasar in the start 11 who's 20, transformed us into a team that are good to watch, right? That are top of so many of these stats that people love talking about with the pressing stats and the passing stats and the shot stats, all these things. We're top of the league after 9 games, 23 points, which is the best ever start for a new manager. Mm-hmm. And then I've got this guy to your right or left, depending on which way you're sitting or looking at it, saying...
See why the comments are cooking you?
Pardon?
See why the comments are cooking you? My name's not this guy. My name's Hassan, brother.
Okay, that's weird.
Carry on.
Well, I was trying to carry on until you interrupted, right?
Yeah, don't call me this guy.
Oh my God, that's just how I talk. That's what I say. Are we going to get offended by that now?
No. I'm not offended.
Then why bring it up? Why stop me mid-flow to bring that nonsense up?
Go on.
This is so weird, Terry, man. This is weird, right? So we're an utter shambolic mess. No, because he's not interested in debate. He's just interested in winding up. I've got people messaging me on WhatsApp going, get off there. This guy is not even interested in a football debate because what he's saying.
I've got people messaging me on WhatsApp. Right. Why is he so rattled? I don't care what people message me. I'm addressing you.
It's not about being rattled, Sam.
Yeah, people are messaging me that. So
okay.
Why bringing up WhatsApp messages? Who gives a fuck what other people say?
How on earth can anyone sit there and say that statement isn't true from what he's picked up to where we are now in that 9 games? I'm talking after 9 games, not after a season. Can't win anything after 9 games. We are so night and day different to what he picked up. It is unbelievable. And then you've got fans like Sam sitting there going, oh, they weren't that much of a shambolic mess. Oh, you know, this from the Telegraph is wrong. What bit of it is wrong?
Okay, I'll tell you which bit is wrong. Terry, can you put it up on the screen one more time, please?
Okay, bro. And then now, after this point, we are going to move on to the Manchester derby and some other bits and pieces, boys. All right, but yeah, go on.
So you see this. First of all, the right-hand side is 100% wrong because Spurs can only stop being Spurs if they win a trophy. You cannot say Spurs are no longer Spurs when we're 9 games in. Now, the left-hand side, the reason why it's wrong is we've seen Premier League managers before come in and transform clubs. Leicester were one of the favourites to get relegated. They ended up winning the English Premier League. No one had them to win that. Same thing with Antonio Conte and Chelsea. And if we don't want to talk about winning, if we just want to talk about managers transforming clubs, then I can give you a prime example of a manager we saw beat PSG last week. Sorry, 2 weeks ago, 5-1 with Newcastle, with 6 of the players pre a cent was spent start in that team. They beat PSG 5-1 at St. James's Park. He took Newcastle from relegation contenders to top 4. Now, if we're talking about shambles,
in 9 games,
I don't think, one second, if I were talking about shambles, I don't think anything is more shambolic than almost being relegated, because that was Newcastle.
Can I just jump in for a minute here, boys, because we're just in the interest of time. What I'm going to say to this is contextually, that sentence is taken out of an article that's talking about a manager's first 9 games ever in the Premier League. I get your point about what Eddie Howe's done at Newcastle, but Eddie Howe had how many 100-odd Premier League games prior to managing Newcastle? So I think that's more what the article is alluding to. As I say,
he's been a manager 30 years.
No, but again, they're talking again. Sam, the article, if you read it, speaks about a manager's first 9 games in the Premier League. No one's ever done this, and it is a fact. However, I completely agree with you, Sam, on the Spurs aren't Spursy anymore, which is a ridiculous statement after 9 games. So I think there's a happy medium there.
Boys, hang on, no, but Terry, that's not true. Hang on, this is absolutely ridiculous, right? Sorry, I'm calling this out. This is ridiculous. First of all, there's no happy medium.
There's a happy medium between you and him. No, hang on, there's a happy medium because I'm saying I disagree with half of what he's saying, and I agree with the other half. I call that a happy medium.
Sure, but the thing is, when we're asked to debate a point, that point isn't debating what somebody's done in 2 years or in 18 months or over the entirety of a season. This is why it doesn't make sense. I think what Eddie Howe has done at Newcastle is nothing short of phenomenal. Last year, for me, Eddie Howe should have been the Premier League manager of the year. What he did was sensational. But again, this is where, if we can have a debate, this is what Sam keeps doing, is this is the debate. I'm going to move the goalposts over here. That is clearly written after 9 games of a season. From where we were to what we've done in 9 games, have you ever seen a manager pick a team up that were as shambolic as Tottenham?
Do you agree that 9 games shouldn't be a measuring stick to begin with?
No, but that's not what. Oh my goodness!
But my problem ain't even you. My problem is the media.
I didn't say it was, but this is
why are the media making these statements 9 games in to begin with?
But this is the thing about this being a debate. This is the thing, Sav, and this
you're making this about you. I'm not even saying I have a problem with Sav. I'm saying I have a problem with the media.
Gentlemen, this is the thing, right? I get what you're saying, Sav. You're basically saying, you're saying no one's done this after 9 games, which is factually true. Hassan's point is this shouldn't even be a conversation after 9 games. It should be a longer body of work. So I don't think there's anything to. I mean, it's politely to both of you. There is nothing to debate in that because you're both for me.
Terry, but no. But this
from a different point of view.
That wasn't. So that's not how Hassan started this. He said this wasn't true. This statement wasn't true. I'm asking the question.
I stick by it.
So that statement for a manager's first 9 games at the beginning of a season with a club is not true.
I just said I think Eddie Howe was more impressive.
But in his first 9 games, he wasn't. That is that statement.
No, I think he was because he took Newcastle to safety.
Sorry, boys, we're not going to keep going around.
9 games he didn't.
Gentlemen, we're not, listen, Sav, we're going to move on to the next talking points. There's some super chats to go to.
I'm just confused. If we're going to debate, let's stick to
mental. But there is nothing else to debate on this.
No, I hear you, but like Sam literally reads something and goes, "Oh, but in 18 months," like, yeah, but no one's talking about 18.
Okay, but then Sav, like
I didn't talk about.
I normally say this stuff offline. Then what you do from your point of view, and this is me speaking just neutrally here, then you let the audience take care of it. Like sometimes,
yeah, sure,
otherwise you just spend an hour and a half, 2 hours on one talking point because you're never going to get to a consensus where Sam goes, I agree with you, or I'm wrong.
No, I agree. I don't need him to agree with me. I'm just so confused. Like Sam is hyperbolic. He'll find a statement and he'll change it from what it actually is to boom. And that's not what it was. Like, this is why I mean 2023 football fans can't see what's right in front of them, or like they just can't.
If you heard my argument to begin with, you'll see that I'm calling out the media. I'm not calling you out.
I'm sure the statement is correct.
Boys, I totally understand. Boys, I'm moving this on.